Hello, good evening, and welcome to Troubles in Otari, a Pathfinder 2 live play campaign on this here, my YouTube channel. This week, we are missing one player, Gareth, who you have met before, but we have Lou, who you have not met before. So say hello, Lou.
My name's Lou. I'm playing Lolry, who is a fletchling ranger who has a animal companion called Mind Blank. Sorry, I haven't played for a couple of weeks. So I have an animal companion called Captain Fuzzy Paws, who is a bear who dresses like a pirate captain.
Excellent, thank you for that. Okay, so Lou, who was not here last week, will not be our best candidate for reminding us what happened last week, but I'm sure one of you would like to volunteer. So, for an extra hero point, who would like to tell us what happened last week?
Well, I feel like we once we dusted ourselves down from falling through the floor outside the decking outside the building, we quite systematically cleared out most of the rooms, and then it all went a bit wrong when Feg discovered a pornographic wood carving and got distracted, and then because we'd been so smart about sneaking and checking every single room, we just got lazy at the end and just wandered into a room with all the worst ones, really. Feg is dying. For some inexplicable reason, Ivrin decided just to get his swords out and chuck his short bow on the ground because he just wanted a bit of slashy action, but then realised it wasn't true, and he got pinned to the wall. And I think Brock is gamely doing his best to save us, and Lowry's return will be most welcome. And so, yeah, we start today, I think, in a bit of bother.
This is true, very good. Yes, indeed. So I'm going to move us onto the map. I'm going to change the music as well to some more dramatic music. Let's see. I am also going to move myself to that map because I need to see it too. And then what we ought to do is zoom in the other view a bit so that anybody watching the OBS view will be able to see what's going on. So I think what we will do is just assume that Lolry was on her way and arrives about now. So I am just
Slightly out of breath from running to catch up.
Yeah, so Lolry probably walks up the decking, deftly avoids the hole in the decking, goes through the front door, so she's possibly coming along this way, and then down here, and then appears in the doorway, and Captain Fuzzy Paws, who would doubtless be right behind her. Can you remind me whether Captain Fuzzy Paws has his own initiative or whether he acts on yours? I think he acts on yours.
He does. He acts if I use one of my actions to make him act.
That's the one. So you spend one of your actions to give him two actions, I think, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But he has a special thing if I'm in combat next to him.
Yes.
Where he acts on his own initiative.
Yeah, if you attack someone who's within 5 feet of him or something, he smacks them with a bear paw or something, doesn't he? Something like that. Can you please roll initiative for Lolry?
No. Hang on, where am I?
Oh, nice. Well, that means that you get to go first. So that's probably quite a good thing for these guys. Do you guys want the heavy metal version or the orchestral version?
I'm easy.
I feel like we might need the heavy metal because our situation is so dire. We need the extra level of... Yeah,
we're going heavy metal then. So why did you not appear at the top of the turn order? Oh, I know why. There we go. Guess what? Roll20 has seen fit to give us a back button on the turn order. It's brilliant. So we can now go up and down the turn order without an extra API. Something that's been conspicuous by its absence for the many years I've been using Roll20, but now it is shiny and new. Okay, so Lolry and Captain Fuzzy Paws, you have arrived. You can see in the room, Feg is lying on the floor, in a growing puddle of blood, probably. He is actually, I'm not sure if he is lying on the floor. I think he might actually be spider-webbed to a wall. But you
I'm
can see,
spider-webbed to a wall.
yeah, I think Brock. Sorry, not Brock. I think Feg might have been as well,
Yeah.
because he's got a spiderweb marker on him. But yeah, so Feg is here. Brock is in the battle, and so is Ardria, and so is everyone's in melee. Basically, it's all happening. So it's all yours, really. There are 3 giant spiders in the room. You may not be able to see the room's other inhabitant terribly well yet, but...
Question.
Yes.
A health potion.
Mm.
Can I pour it down Feg's throat?
Yes, I
Will
think
that
so.
bring him back to 1 health point?
Oh, it will bring him back to as many health points as...
Reroll.
Yeah, I think it's 1d8 for a standard health potion. Hold on, potion of healing, isn't it? Hopefully it will say somewhere. Am I looking in the wrong place? Because I'm typing in potion of healing and nothing is coming up in there. Nothing is coming up. Maybe I spelt potion wrong. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Healing potion. So potion of healing was not finding what I was looking for. Your standard healing potion... Oh, it says here, regains the listed number of hit points. So whatever it says on the item... let's see, potions, healing potions. You have a 1d8 healing potion, I think.
Yes, from the previous mini adventure before this one.
Yes.
You
So
can pick up slightly better healing potions in one of the chests in one of the offices.
But I won't have that on me because I wasn't with you.
That is true.
I'll only have the one that I had previously, and if it's enough to get him off of saving throws and potentially pull him away from the spiders, or at least go in to distract them away from him, it will hopefully help. So can I try that? Can I move?
yes.
My first action to move to here,
Yep.
and then my second action to pour a healing potion down Feg's throat.
Cool. Do you want to roll 1d8?
1d8, 1d8.
2. Oh well, I mean it could be a lot worse.
At least he's not on saving throws.
This is true. I'm going to assume that skull was for flat-footedness caused by spider poison, I think. So, I think he might still be trapped, but he can spend all of his actions to escape next time if he wants to. Because I think Gareth specified that he would like Feg to run away and hide. So, so we can do that. You have 1 action left, so what you going to do with that?
Can I use my short bow to try and smack that spider?
Which one?
That one, because I think that's the only one I'm in combat with, isn't it? The other 2 are too far away.
I
Sorry,
mean,
not short bow, short sword.
Short sword, yes, of course you can.
Hit.
I was thinking, okay,
The one that
I'm sure
yeah.
you've got something that's better for hitting things with than a short bow,
I
but
smacked over the head with my bow a couple of times. No, my short sword.
yes, of course, yeah, go ahead.
He's not flat-footed. I missed.
And you use the short bow as well.
Oh, did I use a short bow?
Yeah.
I meant to hit short sword. Sorry, it's my eyesight. I'm getting them tested tomorrow. Oh well, I did something to the spider and missed, so it's fine.
Cool. Okay then, so I am going to move on to Ivren Verheyes, who is a roguish sort of chap.
Right. So I'm obviously webbed, so I can't move. Does that mean I can't hit somebody, or can I still hit somebody?
I think you can still hit somebody. I think it just prevents you from moving. I'm just going to remind myself exactly what it does. I haven't got my glasses on. No wonder I'm having such a terrible time reading things. I might have to go and grab my glasses in a minute.
I think it said that you just can't take any action with the move attribute.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
exactly
Great.
it. Yeah. So.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna with my twin feint, gonna whack that. So obviously I do 2 attacks, and the second one is flat-footed.
Yes.
So here comes attack number 1.
Cool. Cool. Well, that's most definitely a hit. So that is 4 points of piercing. Which one are you attacking? The one in the corner or this one? Did you ping it? You did ping it. I was thinking it was that one. Okay. -4. There we go. And okay, so to your next attack, he is flat-footed, so you can. And that's actually quite clever because you actually have a rapier in each hand, so both of your weapons are rapiers, and you're giving the second one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Here
that
we
works.
go. And this is still the second attack. This is the attack number 2, right? So I click 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
12. He's flat-footed, which reduces his armor class, but that's still a miss, I'm afraid.
Damn it.
You could hero point.
Yeah, because I've got 2. I'm
You
gonna do
have
that.
2, yeah. So,
What the roll
okay.
was.
so do
try
attack
that
number
again.
2 again.
There we go. That's a bit better.
16, yes, that will do it. So that is... so you are a rogue, and you know what that means? That means that if you hit a flat-footed opponent, you do sneak attack damage. So roll me 1d6, and that is the extra damage you get. Sneak attack starts quite low in this, but there we go, that's 7. So 7 points damage. This guy is quite badly beaten up now. I believe you still have your third action. So
Yeah, I do. And I think I might try and... What do I need to roll to escape the web?
you see, I had it open so I could look that up, and then I didn't look it up and I closed it, which is typical. So the DC is 17.
Okay, so I'll roll. And it's athletics check I need to do, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm going to do that just because one of my action, I've got a nimble dodge as an action. I'm presuming I can't dodge if I'm pinned to the wall. So I think that's better than trying to hit him a third time because I don't think I'm going to get so lucky with my rolls.
Yeah,
So
makes
let's
sense.
see how we do.
Cool. Yay!
Yes.
That's good.
Lovely.
So you managed to slip out of the spider webs, which means you can move normally next turn. So that's 3 actions pretty well spent there. Okay, I'm going to push the button. We move on to spider. I don't want to tell you the name of the number of the spider unless it says it in the chat. It might already say it, but I don't want you to have an idea how many spiders there are. That would be terribly unfair.
It is written on the turn order.
Damn.
Yeah, so
damn.
it says, spider number 6.
I wasn't sure if that was visible or not. So, okay, spider number 6. He, cool. He sees that Feg is at death's door and glued to the wall already, so he is going to go for either Lolry or Brock, I think, because that would be more strategically useful and sensible. So, in fact, he could also go. Yeah, okay, we're going to pick from one of those two. 1 Lolry, 2 Brock. We're going for Brock. So he's going to try and bite Brock. Brock is not flat-footed. Oh, blimey, he got him. Okay. So that means that Brock is flat-footed for 1 round. I wish I could remember what that skull meant on this guy. Did I leave myself a helpful note? Oh, wait a minute. You passed the fortitude test, so you are not flat-footed, and you do not take additional poison damage. Ah, very good.
Wonderful.
This is the terrible problem of not having any glasses. So I tell you what, talk amongst yourself for a minute while I go and get my glasses. Sorry, guys.
Does talking amongst ourselves count as metagaming?
I mean, we could tell him anything, couldn't we? While he didn't have his glasses.
Or just pretend, I'll read it for you. Yeah, no, we get 30 potions.
Well, at least Feg's not dying.
True. Hopefully he can cut himself out and run away on his next turn. Bravely run away.
Oh, we've got 3 spiders and whatever the hell a web lurker is.
Right, there we go. Oh, everything's so beautiful and sharp. I didn't put my glasses on all day yesterday, and
Does anybody remember if this is during the day or during the night?
I think it's during the day.
Are there any windows in this room?
There's none on the map, so I can only assume that this is an indoor-only sort of room.
There's a door on the
And
technically the west wall, but the lowest on the screen. That might have a small window in it.
I hear that. So I assume the room is dark.
Can you not see anything?
I can see 5 feet away from me. The little circle, that's all I see.
Oh. Is anybody carrying a torch? Nobody seems to be carrying a torch. Why are my glasses steaming up? It's not that hot. Ridiculous.
I have a torch.
No,
in my
that's-
pack. We have
that's fine.
we have the everlasting torch in our party thing.
Yeah. I think quite a few of us have dark vision, so...
That's fine, I'll sort it next. It's not
Cool.
just wondered.
Right, so this spider here just bit Brock. Brock resisted poisoning. I think this spider is now going to see whether it can bite Lolry, because I might as well share the love around a little bit. So this is going to be attack number 2. Misses the second time. Third time, let's see. I don't know, what does a spider do? I think he's going to have another go. Who's he going to try and bite this time? Maybe he will try and bite Ivran. Oh dear, he has missed. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the web lurker, who is a spider-ish. He doesn't have the same number of limbs as a spider, but I'm going to blow him up so that you can have a look at him. There we go. Yeah, handsome chap. So he has the ability to create webs of his own. So he's going to He is not going to try and kill any of you yet, because he would rather eat you later. So he is going to try and shoot a web at Ardria, first of all. Okay, 20. I think he's got her. So Ardria is now webbed to the table. And he has a bit of an evil laugh at that. Then he is going to try and web Lolry also to the table. 12. He misses. He curses in in spiderese. And let's see. Is he going to do that again? I think he is going to just speak to the spiders and urge them on to greater acts of spideriness. We move on to the spider next to Ardria. This spider is not very happy because he is badly beaten up. He is going to try and get some revenge on Ivren. Ivren is not trapped anymore, but Ivren is sandwiched between two spiders, which is a pretty bad place to be if you're Ivren, but a pretty good place for him to be if you're a giant spider. So the giant spider is going to try and chomp. Ooh, a nimble dodge. So a nimble dodge would
I don't think that makes
increase.
any difference.
In this case, it doesn't help you. So because he got 27.
Oh yes.
Oh, very good. The glimpse of redemption.
Was
Will
also
the-
waiting there on the button.
So, your foe hesitates under the weight of sin as visions of redemption play in their mind's eye. So he must either give up the damage he has done, I've just remembered this spider is enfeebled. Enfeebled should have given him some negative modifiers on some attacks he's done. Does that make a big difference? I don't think it does. I think he would have bitten Brock anyway. So I am going to remove his enfeeblement because I think it's run out, because it only lasts until the end of his next turn, which has passed. This spider here, however, must decide whether to become enfeebled too or give up the damage he has dealt, basically. So in this case, he is on death's door pretty much, so I think he's just going to say, you can have your hit points back. So, the triggering damage, the ally is unharmed by the triggering damage. It doesn't end his turn though, does it? It just moves us on to attack number 2, where he's going to try and do a similar thing. He's just on attack 2 now and less likely to hit. So, how long does the nimble dodge last for? Creature targets you with an attack and you can see the attacker. You definitely dodge out of the way, gaining +2 circumstance bonus against the triggering attack. So it does not all attacks, it's just that one attack. He misses the second time and perhaps he will run away and go and see his spidery boss. And I don't believe that anyone other than Feg has attack of opportunity, so I think he is free to do that. On to Brock.
I could do with a little more health. So I need to do that.
Ooh. Cool. That is a free action. So Brock's like, please help, please help, please help. And God's like, all right then.
I mean, I think my deity is Seren Ray, who's got a fairly husky voice for a
Yeah.
female goddess. But I mean, who am I to claim to understand the musings of God?
Hold on, I can fire up the voice changer and try and find something a bit more appropriate if you like. What's your goddess called?
Seren Ray.
Seren Ray.
Yeah.
It is I, Seren Ray, and I command you a focus point.
Is that a bit better?
What?
Very nice.
So,
Action 1 will be lay on hands on me.
cool.
So I'm fairly knackered at the minute.
So 6 points of healing. allow me. And that gives you an armor class bonus for 1 round. So
Wonderful.
that boosts you up to 21, but we must remember to take it off again, otherwise we'll all be very confused later. Well, I'll be very confused, you'll probably be fine. Okay, so that was action number 1. Action number 2.
I mean, given our current status, I feel like hero points needed because
Cool. Yep. Give attack number 1 a second go.
And it's
Oh
even
no!
worse.
Oh,
what did I roll to? I rolled a 2. That's what I rolled to get
oh
to.
dear.
And then action number 3 is going to be raise my shield.
Ooh, that will give you a very high armor class.
Also, I can give a +1 armor class to Ivrin. I guess he's most likely to get attacked more than anyone else.
Thank you.
Hold on. So, sorry. So, Desperate Prayer was a free action. Lay on Hands, 1 action. Attack number 1, 1 action. Raise Shield, 1 action. I don't think that leaves you with an action for Devoted Guardian. Unless...
Oh, it is an action. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, unless it's incorporated in the action of raising your shield, but I don't think it
No,
is.
requirement's last action was raise shield. So whole action into itself. Ignore me then.
Right, so no Devoted Guardian this time, but good to know that that one's around. Okay, I am going to move on to Spider number 3. Well, he doesn't get a turn on account of being dead. I think we better let him off. So Feg will doubtless wish to escape. If he has been trapped by a spider, then he has a why is his armor class so low? Why do these things keep happening? Oh, it's because he still had the dying condition. We turn that off, his armor class goes back to normal, and the panic is over. So let's give him an athletics check. Does he have anything orcish to make him... Excuse me, does he have anything orcish to make him stronger? I don't think he does. But you never know. He can have more than one go at this, and he has got a hero point to spend. So we do want to get him out of this mess. So here comes athletics number 1 for Feg. 17 is what we want to beat. Even odds he's got.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
First time. Well done, Feg. So
Very brave
Feg,
effect.
Feg is now free of the spider's web, and he can now run away with impunity. So he has 2 actions left with which to run away. So we can put him somewhere safe. He has movement speed at 25. So he could go and hide in the spare bedroom where he found the pornographic woodcut. That seems like a Fegish sort of thing to do. There we go. You know, he can rush into there and close the door behind him. There we go. So that was not visible on the map on the OBS screen, but it will. Might have been visible to you guys. We move on to Ardria, who was flat-footed until the end of her next turn. So I think she's flat-footed this turn, but she won't be flat-footed next turn. She is currently glued to the table. What would she like to do?
Well, I'm still holding my sickle, so I'll try and free myself. Cut in the web.
Okay, so you can directly attack the web. Or you can just try and wriggle free, basically. Hold on, let's see exactly how that works. Web trap, creature hit by a strike gets stuck to the nearest surface. Escape DC 17. I mean, So give us an athletics check, and we'll see if you can get free by attacking it with your thing. Oh dear, not this time.
Athletics, not very good. Go away.
You still have 2 actions remaining.
Right. Oh, I think this still. Well, first off, I will cast the dancing. Hang on? Do I have it? Dancing lights. Oh, I don't have it prepared, so I can't do it.
Isn't it a cantrip?
Yeah.
If it's a cantrip, it doesn't need to be prepared, does it? You can just cast it any time you want, I think.
I only have 5 per day, and this is not within those 5.
Looks like you have 7 per day.
No, 5. Last time you said 5.
Okay, it's just it says 7 on your character sheet.
Oh.
I am very confused by spellcasters.
Never mind. Still, okay, so do I could still cast something because I don't really need to move, do I? So if I shoot face bolt at something, can I still do it?
Yeah.
You might be able to kill spider number 5.
Thing is that I can't really see anything, so sadly I'll be shooting into dark. So I will assume.
I think you should be able. I think you should be able to see something. I probably just should have thought more when the lighting was set up. So hold on, let me.
I'll because I heard some noise from here, some evil thing. I'll just try and shoot over there.
Okay, that's what we could do is just chuck the We'll pretend that's the ever-burning torch on the floor there.
Oh, I can see.
Oh dear.
Oh.
So
Oh, the web just is too tight.
the web's too tight. Caused you
So I
to
need to
fumble. So
Draw
we
a card.
we need to draw a fumble card for you. So let me.
I mean, you could, again, hero point.
Oh yeah,
Hero
you could
point.
use your hero point and then have another go. Do it again.
No, that's fine. No, not this time. I might
Okay.
need it in maybe later.
Okay. So let me make the critical fumble deck visible. There we go. Hold on. What's going on here? I've got one card on the top, which has been.
Fixed it.
You just did that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Re-roll the attack roll, targeting the creature closest to the target, excluding yourself.
To the giant spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means you can shoot them. That means that's kind of actually on your side then, isn't it? That's
Luckily, there's no allies next to.
Yeah, that's weird. So I just pressed face bolt on my, the top row of purple things.
and that one came up instead.
Yeah.
Okay, they may just have.
That's fine. Just do it again. Oh.
That's better.
Hey.
Yeah, well done. Okay, so that was a fumble that worked in your favour. What the hell?
It could have not worked in the favour if there'd been an ally. It just so happened that she wasn't aiming near any allies.
Yeah.
I'm special, aren't I?
Yep, that's pretty special. So you in fact shoot the web lurker instead, who screeches horribly. 27 is not a crit, but it is certainly a healthy hit for 7 points of damage. So, does it have any secondary effects? I don't think it does. If the target has any bonuses to AC, no, it didn't. On a critical success, they take double damage. Okay, so it wasn't a critical, but you managed to hit the web lurker. So well done. We will end your flat-footedness because you are no longer poisoned by the spider.
Was that what it was?
Yes.
Oh.
If you get bitten by a spider and fail a fortitude save, then you become flat-footed for 1 round as well as taking D12 poison damage. So it's not for the faint-hearted getting bitten by a spider, I have to say. Okay, we have a spider in the corner, spider number 2, who is going to see whether he can bite Ivren and Brom. So let's have one for Ivren first of all. Chomp. He misses Ivren. He's immediately going to go for Brock. Brock has an absurdly high armor class at the moment. So oh dear, what's he gonna do? Well, he's gonna try one more time with bite number 3. You never know, he might crit. He did not. So we are all the way round the turn order. We're ready for round 2. So, Laurie's in the chair. What's the plan?
But this time she's actually going to try and use her long sword.
Short sword.
Short sword. The spiky thing. Not her bow. Short sword on that spider. Isn't it? You're not flat-footed. Oh!
Well, the fumble deck's already out, so
Was it actually a fumble? Ah.
yeah, that was a nat 1. So
Oh, hero point!
There
Hero
we
point. Hero point.
cool.
I don't think it will work out well for us twice in a row. So hang on, let me knock
Well,
off
hero
that.
point going in this first hour. Worrying.
Well, half the time we forget about them. So right, I'm just gonna try the same thing again.
True.
Short sword, whack him in the face. So that's attack number 1 again because.
Yep.
We're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Boom.
And then I'm gonna try and whack him again because not gonna fumble twice. He says. So attack number 2. There. And I missed. And then, how much movement has my bear got? Where's his thing? He has. It doesn't
35.
say. 35, cool. So can I? 1, 2, yes. So I'm going to then use my action to bring the bear into play.
Okay.
And his first action is to come down and stand next to me. And then his second action is to try and claw or bite. Claw, because spider's gross. So claw that spider. Does anything happen?
Oh, that's a fumble.
Aww. Fair
He
fumble.
doesn't have any hero points, sadly.
So does he draw the card?
Well, you can draw it for him.
But he gets the consequences. I can't read that, I'm blind.
You broke a nail, you're okay.
He did what? What happened? I didn't see it.
Okay, that does not apply because that was to do with that was yes, the first one that flipped was a card to do with weapons taking damage. So
He doesn't have any weapons.
Need
Yeah.
like a nail.
Chipped it
Yeah.
a little bit. I'll
He
file it later. It'll be fine.
very good. So I think
That's me done.
that's probably it. But you have penned in at 2 of the spiders, so that's pretty good. Okay, let's move on to Ivren Verhees.
Right. Now, trying to think how attacks of opportunity. If I run past those spiders, are they going to get attacks of opportunity? They probably will, won't they?
Only some creatures have attacks of opportunity. So lower level sort of monsters do not tend to have it. So you might be in luck.
I think I'm probably not going to bother. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to do the same thing as before because I don't think I could run and get my short bow. But I think when all things considered, it's not going to make a lot of difference. So, giant spider 2, the old twin feint. So number 1.
Cool, definitely a hit. 2 points of damage.
And then number 2. Oh,
Oh.
that is just something else, isn't it?
If you disarm a spider, do you like literally physically remove its arm?
Oh, I think you can only disarm armed opponents. But
Fuck it. I'm going to use my second hero point that I earned through telling the story and try that again.
17, much
There we
better.
go. And
17,
flat-footed.
17 is a hit. That
Oh, yeah.
is
There we
9
go.
points of damage. So, oops. What have I done there?
That'll do.
So, I accidentally
You've killed him.
-2, -9. There we go. I accidentally clashed the keys and changed it to something completely inappropriate. Okay, that's attack 1 and attack 2.
And then with my third action, I am going to. You know what? I'm just going to try it one last time. Roll the dice, literally. That's
Alright,
not a fumble. I'll take that.
it's a miss, but it's not a fumble. Yep. Attack number 3 is not always very likely to land, but there are.
Would I get -10?
Yeah, that was a 15. So if that had been an earlier attack, then it would have
Pretty definitely, yeah.
mm.
Never mind. There we go.
Do rapiers get -10? Not that it would have been a hit if it was -8. But is it an
I mean,
agile?
with it being it's a finesse weapon. I don't know if that makes any difference.
It is a finesse weapon, but it is not an agile weapon, so it's still multiples of 5 rather than multiples of 4. But finesse means that you
Made a
can
difference.
finesse means that you can use your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier, which is a good thing if you're a dex build.
There we go. That's me.
Groovy. Okay, on to spider number 6. He says in his spidery way,
You think you have me surrounded, but actually you have just placed me in a target-rich environment.
but it just kind of comes across as a series of squeaky noises, probably. But yes, spider number 6 enjoys the target-rich environment by, well, trying to give everybody a little nibble. First, he's going for the bear.
No.
he has bitten the bear. Can you please roll me a... That'll do. A fortitude saving throw for the bear to avoid poisoning.
What do I need to roll? Sorry, D20.
Yeah, it will. Let's have a look.
What's his
You'll probably be able to trigger it from the character sheet.
Ah, okay.
So next to his armor class on the character sheet, there is Fort 6. If you click that, that will roll a fortitude save
Am
for
I
him.
being really blind? In strength, constitution, survival. Where is fortitude?
Next to armor class, which is in the next section, so it's after
Oh,
the dividing
bio
line.
info.
There we go. Oh, it's
okay,
still on the
okay.
character sheet, but it's
Yeah.
just under
I'm
the
being
first
completely
dividing line.
fine.
25! Blimey! Captain Fuzzy Paws is very, very tough. He can resist all manner of poisonous nastiness, so it seems.
He's a bear.
He is a bear indeed. I have a question. So Brock's shield will remain up until the start of his next turn, which is fine. Is he still receiving an armor class bonus from Lay on Hands? How long does that last for? 1 round. Is it? Gains a +2 status bonus to armor class for 1 round. It hasn't been his turn yet, has it? So I guess it's still in effect. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, okay, just
He's
checking.
in 3 goes.
Okay, so Brock with his very high armor class. He attempts the jump, but he doesn't make it. Oh no, I've just realised, look at that. It's not giving me the nice script. It's changed it, and I've never understood why that happens. It's very annoying. Oh well. And he's going to go for attack number 3. He's going to try attack number 3 on Ivren. Oh!
Never mind.
So Ivren
Goodbye.
does the nimble dodge, and the spider fails to bite him anyway, but he does try. So giant spider number 5 is kind of whispering in the web lurker's ear, and the web lurker looks at you and goes, "He did what? I'll get him." And he is going to throw a web at Lolry. See whether he can glue her to the edge of the table. Ching. 12. Oh, fumble! I tell you what.
Yeah.
He's got a name. He's the web lurker, so he can have well, he's not the web lurker, he's a web lurker, but we're gonna treat him as if he is a character. Let's see what comes up. He just did a ranged attack. He takes 1 persistent bleed damage. Okay.
To be fair, have you seen his claws?
Yeah. He obviously
You're
just
really
tried to.
with one of those buggers.
He
That
tried
would
to
cause
he
damage.
tried to throw a web and accidentally slashed himself. Oh well. So persistent bleed damage for this guy. So that means that at the end of his turn he will take a point of bleed damage, and then I think I can't remember when you actually take the check to end bleed damage. I'm going to have to look that up in a second, but so that's 1 missed web. He sort of looks at the end of his bony fingers and goes, "Oh dear, what happened there?" He's going to try again, but he's less likely to succeed the second time. Oh, 18. Is that any good? No, he's firing gluey streams of web all over the place and can't seem to hit anything. He...
No comment.
What are you implying?
No.
He pats Giant Spider 5 on the back and says, "Go on." And Giant Spider number 5 crawls up onto the table, and he is going to try and enact his master's will by chomping on Lolry if he can. Oh, wait a minute. It's not his turn. He can't do that at all. Ignore me. The web lurker talks to him as if he wants him to go and do something. Oh, it is in fact his turn next, so
Now
just
it's
completely
turn,
ignore what I just said. He does do that. He just now has a big golden wheel around him. Oh! Harshness.
10 damage.
Right.
Oh no!
Yay!
So, will he risk being enfeebled? No, he will not.
Thank you.
That's a useful reaction to have there. He's going to try again, though. So this time he looks at Brock and realizes that Brock is flanked. So he is going to attempt to attack him because he's flat-footed. Oh, it's no good. He's going to save his third bite for
Didn't he move?
Ardria. He moved. He doesn't get a third bite. Good thing he missed, isn't it? Okay, we move on to Brock, who loses 2 points of armor class. But that won't bother him too much. Oh, he loses actually the other 2 as well because his shield will lower. But people don't attack you on your own turn, so that's fine.
I mean, job 1 is hit one of the spiders. Probably one of the ones that's flanking me. Let's do that one. There's only me and Ivrin can hit that one.
Oh,
But he needs to die, so second attempt.
oh! I don't think that was a nat 1. That was not a nat 1, so you don't have to draw a card.
Some pretty feeble. And I'll pop my shield up for number 3. Nothing exciting, sadly.
Unfortunate. Oh, I'm going to remove Fang from the turn order for now, so we're going to move on to Ardria. What's Ardria going to do?
Well, I will once again attempt to wriggle out of the web.
Cool. So,
So,
athletics.
did you cut it with a dagger? Would that increase the chances?
Well, I have sickle in my hand, but I don't know if that makes any difference.
So, web. You see, it doesn't give an armor class or hit points for the web itself, or if it does, I have misread it. It just basically gives an escape DC, and presumably that escape is made up of whatever you choose to do to get out of it, be that, you know, I'm guessing, hold on, escape.
I didn't know if you'd get like a slightly better chance if you had like a melee weapon in your hand to cut your way out rather than just trying to wiggle.
Let's have a look. You attempt to escape from being grabbed, immobilized, restrained. You can attempt acrobatics or athletics instead of using your attack modifier if you choose. Oh, so
Can I do acrobatics then?
hold on. Let me finish reading it quickly. So, you attempt to escape from being grabbed, immobilized, or restrained. Choose one. Am I looking at a feat here or an action? No, that's an action. Choose one creature, object, spell, effect, hazard, or other impediment imposing any of those conditions on you. Attempt a check using your unarmed attack modifier against the DC of the effect. This is typically the athletics DC of the creature grabbing you, the thievery DC of a creature who tied you up, spell DC for a spell effect, or the listed escape DC of an object, hazard, or other impediment. You can attempt acrobatics or athletics instead of using your attack modifier if you choose, but this action still has the attack trait. Okay. So it sounds like you can't just attack the thing that has you tied up. It sounds like you have to perform the escape action, but that escape action you can use acrobatics or athletics.
Oh my god! Seriously?
Oh dear. You could use your hero point to have another go, or you could just have another go using a second action, but you would have to use acrobatics 2 instead of acrobatics 1.
How... The question remains, how tight am I attached to the table by the web? Can I move a little bit? Can I extend hand at all?
You're not so tied up that you can't do stuff. You just can't move, basically.
Oh.
You can't make a movement action, so you can't move across the room,
Excellent.
but you can do other things.
I see something wrong with my sheet. So I will chill touch this beast.
Okay.
Oh.
Does it have an attack roll?
6 saving throw, fortitude, DC 14.
Oh, right, okay. So he has a saving throw to make. You don't have to roll to hit, it just hits automatically. That's cool. So, DC.
No, the spell deals negative damage equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, so
So
it rolled a 3 and it added 4, which is your ability modifier. So it'll do 7 points of damage, and depending on how he does on his fortitude save. So let's roll his fortitude save. So that giant spider is unfortunately set to roll to GM. So I'm just going to quickly. Oh, I have a message. Hold on, I'm going to chuck that in the chat. I'm afraid it was a pass.
No. Damn it.
I've just realised that actually it doesn't matter what the chat's set to because nobody's showing their cameras at the moment. So that means that I can click on that and read it with impunity. Oh, that'll be a helpful thing to look at.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that I followed more or less that logic. Hopefully that all makes sense. Oh, I can't see myself anymore. I might be making a funny face or spilling tea on myself or something. So, sorry about that. I'm afraid he succeeded, which means... Does that mean he takes no damage? Or does that mean he takes half damage? I'm not sure, actually. Siphoning negative energy into yourself, you have radiant spell darkness.
Oh, it's a good failing. Okay.
The effect depends on whether the target is living or undead. Spell deals negative damage, but also enfeebled 1 on a critical failure. So, I've never played a spellcaster ever in anything. Oh no, that's a lie. I played a sorcerer. That's a cool spellcaster, you see. You know, less
What
bookish.
about that girl?
Oh, she was a witch. Yes, I have played a spellcaster. I just don't understand spellcasters. I'm terribly confused by spellcasting. So if you pass the check against that,
And that's it. Moving on.
is that it?
Well, I guess.
It doesn't look like it. Someone suggested if you have a basic whatever save, it means you follow the rules for basic damage.
Yeah.
Critical success, no damage. Success, half the listed damage. Failure, full damage. Critical failure, double damage.
Yeah, that sounds that's what I would have expected. But yes, but I can't find anything that says that. But maybe because it's a cantrip, it doesn't do much damage. I don't know. Have I just closed the flipping window? Apologies, I have just closed Roll20, which is not what you want to do in the middle of a game.
Quick, move your characters, you can't see. Go.
Oh no, all the spiders have disappeared.
Oh no, what happened? They must have been spooked. So, I am going to assume that means that they take half damage. Critical success, no damage. Success, half damage. So, we will give this guy 3 points of damage. Ah!
What? Oh.
There we go. So he's looking very, very weak. You know, he's got...
Are you in need of some drink, honey?
Who, me?
Yes.
Maybe a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be nice. I was torn. I was like, should I go to the supermarket and get some cider? No, I'm trying to be good this week. I'm trying to stay under my calorie target. I can't do it. I had a sandwich earlier, and I'm sorely regretting my sobriety at the moment. Still, okay. I think that's all Ardria can do, because I think that is a 2-action spell. It is. Right, I'm going to click the button. We're going to move on to Giant Spider number 2. Giant Spider number 2 has a choice of 2 people to chomp on. He is going to first of all try Ivren, see whether he can get anywhere with his teeth. Oh, he tries once, he fails. He's going to see whether he can get his teeth into Brock's heel. He's trying to bite him in the foot under his shield. He misses. This spider is getting very frustrated. What happens if you try and shoot point blank? I think that probably attracts an attack of opportunity, but only against things that can actually have attacks of opportunity. He's going to try a web 3 point blank on Ivren. Wow. So that didn't come up in the chat, because Roll20 defaults to blind rolling, but I'm going to drop this in the chat just in the Discord chat just for your amusement. He rolled a 0. Yeah, he rolled a 3, he got a +7, and that added to that was a -10, so he got a 0. Okay, we are round to the beginning of the turn. It is pretty close to our usual 9 o'clock stopping point. So, let's have a brief comfort break and then return in about 10 minutes' time. So,
Cool.
I
Then.
see you in a little bit.
Guys, see you soon.
We are back in the room, and I am going to push the button to bring us back to the scene. I have just been on a fruitless quest for limes, to make margaritas, but there are none. It was a fruitless task, literally. We were just talking about the relative merits of going 3 hours without a margarita and what you should do if you can't. But let's get back to our battle. Maybe I will change the music to the orchestral version just for a bit of variety. I like this piece of music. I find it quite entertaining, and I like the way it loops. Royalty-free music is definitely the way forward. Lulry is the first to act. What would she like to do?
Okay, so she's going to attempt with her short sword to hit this spider.
Did you ping the spider? Ooh, very good.
I tried to, and because she hit that spider, I'm crap with the pinging.
Left mouse button, hold it down. That's it.
And because I hit him, that means my bear gets to do something.
I think it's just extra damage.
It's 1d8, but let me bring up his thing. He gets to do support benefit, so 1d8 extra damage if I hit something within the bear's reach. That's why I went for this spider. So how do I do that? It's the first time I've done it.
Let's see. What happens if you click 1d8 on the character sheet? I don't know if anything happens, but you can just roll 1d8 and we will just take that extra damage off.
I clicked support benefit. Did that do anything?
It put it in the chat.
Oh, just put it in the chat. No, okay, right, yeah, just roll d8 then. 1d8. Oh, one more extra little bit of damage.
Oh, well, every little helps.
That will help.
Well done, Captain Fuzzy Paws.
Give him a little rub on his head.
You big ledge.
I will try and hit the same spider again. That one.
Cool.
With my short sword. Oh no, hang on. Sorry. Press the wrong button. Bear with me. I didn't press the wrong button. I put it as attack 1, not attack 2. Right, let's do that again. Is that? Oh, I missed. So no, but then with my third action, I bring in Captain Fuzzy Paws to do his 2 actions. So he is first going to claw the spider.
Oh, very nice. 22 is a hit.
Wow.
For 7 points of slashing, that is enough to finish off the spider. There we go. You know what that means? Captain Fuzzy Paws gets first kill. Yeah.
Yay. And he still has movement. Like he's only had 1 action, hasn't he?
Yeah.
The other one. So he
can move
to. Oh, do I want to move him to there? Because then he's in that dude's. I move him to here. Yeah, and then that's me done.
Cool. Okay, we move on to Ivren Verhees.
Right. So, okay, so we've a few down here. I mean, I might as well just try and let's try and finish off number 2. Gonna keep it simple, and just. Although actually, what I'm gonna do is, firstly, I'm gonna try and recall knowledge about the giant spider using a nature check.
Cool.
So, what sort of DC am I looking at?
We talked about this last week, didn't we? Oh no. If only I could actually retain things in my brain.
Only you could recall knowledge.
Exactly.
Hey.
Very good.
Break of the week, a Western Award.
Use a level-based DC, adjusting for rarity as needed. Okay, so level-based DC. Dun 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 dun. What is the level of a spider? That sounds like it ought to be the first line of some kind of awful song. DC 15. Give us a DC 15. Recall knowledge check.
Very good.
Since
we're at the level of spider, do we want to add the experience for killing the first one?
Say that again?
Since we're working on the level of a spider, do we want to add the experience for killing the first one? We can do it later.
Oh, yeah. Let's finish the fight. We'll finish the fight, and then we can work out the XP. The other one, I have kept the dead spider as a reminder that I need to give you the XP for it. So I've got a pile of 2 dead spiders here.
Cool. So that spider is now flat-footed
Yes,
to me this turn.
indeed.
I'm going to do this. So technically
Ooh.
now flat-footed for both attacks. Is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
So here we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, that was always going to happen, really, wasn't it? Still got a second attack. Wow. Why bother?
Oh no. Oh well.
Why bother? That's the end of my go. Thanks.
Nice try.
If there's not a good attempt for a cunning plan award, I don't know what is.
Yep. Remember that when the time comes. Oh, poor old Ivrin. So we have a web lurker who realizes that his minions are becoming relatively thin on the ground. While his enemies appear to be in relatively good health. So he is going to raise his arms in a intimidating gesture, and he kind of vibrates a bit and kind of goes and you get the feeling that this is probably not for your ears. And it is likely to be for someone else's ears entirely, or possibly the sensitive hairs on their back legs, or whatever they use in place of ears. And you now I'm going to move that one down. So, the web lurker has let out some kind of summons. It is going to try and spit itself a nice web out. It kind of tips its head back and gargles before spitting its web out. He doesn't really do that, I just thought that would sound funny. So he was spitting that at Captain Fuzzy Paws.
Hmm.
He's like, let's stop this bear running around. So, oh, that's weird. Oh no! I've accidentally taken away Captain Fuzzy Paws' armor class. Because for some reason his armor class is appearing in 2 boxes, and we don't need it in 2 boxes, just 1 will do. There we go. Right, he has spat web at Captain Fuzzy Paws to try and hold him still. Maybe the web lurker does not want to be mauled by a bear. I share the sentiment generally. Who's he gonna go for? He's gonna go for somebody with a bit of chompery. Oh, wait a minute. He's done 2 actions, so he can move and get ready for some attacking. I've just realised he's got persistent bleed damage, so let's take some blood off him. I think I might actually owe you another one. So he takes 2 points of persistent bleed damage, and now he's going to take a fortitude save to see if he can shake it off. I think that actually does it based on your average recovery check for persistent damage, because I think the DC is 15. But even if it's 18, he's got 21. There we go. Then I'm going to move on to another spider. This spider jumps out from this door here. And comes up behind Captain Fuzzy Paws. So he goes 30 feet. Responding to his master's call. Coming to help. So it would have cost him 2 actions to get this far, because spiders are not that quick, but he is going to try and bite Captain Fuzzy Paws. Oh! So Captain Fuzzy Paws goes down.
Well, does he?
Or does he? Oh no! Oh no!
Yay!
That's weird. He only had 5 hit points, but for some reason it took off 8. That's weird. I guess maybe Captain Fuzzy Paws retains his consciousness for now. Captain Fuzzy Paws, I can imagine him kind of going, "Oh no, big spider!" Covering his eyes with his big paws, and then wincing as it chomps into him, and then kind of going, "Huh? What happened? I'm basically fine." Okay. This poor wounded spider here is going to try and make its last effort at damaging the party before it runs away. It looks at Ardria, who is glued to the table, and thinks, "Oh, she looks tasty." It's going to try and give her a little nip. Oh, it's given her a little nip. Can I have a fortitude save for Ardria, please? Oh dear. So we are going to roll some poison damage for Ardria. That is not a low number. Still,
Ooh.
it is certainly not enough to insta-kill her, so she goes down onto 0 hit points. So Ardria is unconscious and glued to a table. So, you know, average Friday night, basically.
Yeah, miss.
Then the giant spider is going to see if it can bite Lolry next. Flush with its current success. Oh dear,
Fumble.
it fails. So this spider is going to back away. Then we move on to Baroque.
I am going to do some battle medicine.
Cool. So, usual DC, I think. DC 15. Cool. Okay. That is going to
Advanced
be...
tools, which would have boosted it up a couple as well.
Say it again?
I've got the advanced healers tools. Didn't we find those?
Oh, yeah. What does that do again?
That will get it up to 20.
So, we want more... We want 10 above for a critical success, but... Dun dun dun. Oh, come on. Why can I never find anything in the compendium? What is it? Is it a healing kit or a healer's kit? Expanded healer's tools. Greater healer's tools. Is it... Maybe it's expanded healer's tools. That must be it, I guess.
I thought it was the expanded ones. I don't know if it gives me like +2 rather than...
Yeah, this kit of bandages, herbs and suturing tools is necessary for... Hold on. There must be a handout for this, considering that you found it here. So... It's not a magic item, is it? Either way, assuming you are going for a normal heal, which would be a DC of 15, for a treat wounds check. You have definitely succeeded on that.
2d8.
Yep, so give us 2d8 points of healing. 12. Okay. So Ardria got bitten by a spider. Baroque steps in with his advanced healer's kit, and she's now in better condition than she was when she went down.
Ah, thank you, Brock. You're a lifesaver.
Quite literally. Right, and then try and deal with some spiders.
Well, that's one.
And then I'm going to have to move. Or do I wait and put my shield up? I'm a bit low on health, so I'm going to raise my shield instead. And be a coward for the turn.
Cool. Okay. On to Ardria then, who is glued to a table but feeling healthy. Or at least 50% healthy.
Right, let me just quickly. That doesn't make sense.
How do you mean?
Hang on. Don't go. Fuck off. Okay, get a chip and bugger off. Right. So if I do. I thought this is 10 feet.
It alternates. So
Okay.
if you did 2 diagonals, one would be 10 and one would be 5.
In that case, following the unsuccessful blank attempt to free myself from the web, I will try and create a ghost sound 30 feet away. So somewhere here. Somewhere here.
Okay.
Oh.
So what does it do?
That sound I heard from this creature before. I'll try and imitate that in the hopes that the spiders will follow it and go away.
Ooh. Okay. So can you drop that in the chat?
Yeah, just bear with. There we go. Don't know if it's gonna make any difference. I don't know what this is good for anyway. I just thought it might lure them away.
I think it's a good idea. The way this cantrip is written, it seems like the idea is to use it for this sort of thing.
It doesn't give more details, does it?
It doesn't detail any kind of. It doesn't appear to detail a mechanical effect, does it? But I think.
I guess it's up to the DM to decide what to do with it.
Yeah. So. Well, that.
Anyway, so that's my 2 actions.
Yep.
And I'll.
And what's the other one action?
One last time. I'll try the bloody athletics.
Oh, not this time. But what?
Not that I have much choice, but I'm trying.
Oh, nice try. I'm trying to decide whether to get you to do. a deception check to try and trick the spiders, or whether they will just fall for it. Maybe I will get them to see whether they can see through your ruse rather than making you roll it. Well, because it's a spell, isn't it? So we will use your class DC, which is 18, and I will get the spiders to see whether they can.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. So we'll get them to do a will save to see if they can. That's wisdom based. See if they can work out what's happening. Okay, so that guy, I was rolling that against your class DC, which is 18. He's rolled a 16, so he's failed, which means he thinks he is being summoned from behind and must run away and do what the thing says. So I should probably have done that on his turn, but I'm just going to I'm gonna. Have I got a fleeing marker or something? I will put a frightened marker on him to remind me that he is being lured away. Okay, that's probably it for Ardua, isn't it? So we'll move on to Lolry.
Okay. So, is the bear webbed?
The bear is webbed. The bear is glued to the door frame.
Okay.
Or the door or something. Something in that square.
My first action is to give my bear 2 actions.
Okay.
So does he need to do, was it athletics or acrobatics?
That's it. If he doesn't have the skill for either of those, then...
I think he's got 7 in athletics.
Oh, nice. Okay, so he has freed himself.
Cool. And he is then going to use his second to run away and hide behind me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's quite low on health. Okay. Then with my second action, I'm going to step forward. And with my final action, I'm going to try and smack the spider that was coming into the room.
Cool.
Here's my short sword. Attack. Yeah, did something. And that's me done.
Nice.
Cool. Okay, so we move on to Ivran.
Right. So, I think gonna firstly I think, you know what, the web lurker's been causing too much grief. Gonna recall some knowledge about the web lurker because I've recalled knowledge about spiders but not web lurkers. Presuming that's nature again. So
Yeah, that's going to be a higher DC, but let's have a look. Okay, I'm afraid 16 doesn't do it. They're a bit too obscure. You don't remember reading about this one.
well, I'll give it a whack with the rapier anyway. Oh,
Sadly, a miss.
well, that's a nice worthless go.
Unfortunate. I think you
Yeah,
still
right.
have one. You still have one action, though, don't you? Oh no, you moved. Damn it!
No, I moved, recalled action, and then hit. Yeah, well, missed.
And now it's the web lurker's turn, and he has you within his grasp. What will he do? Well, first
Fumble.
a claw.
Oh!
Yes, that's not going to do
Well, I'm
much.
Can't
definitely.
do the thing!
Dave's got his reaction,
Oh, okay.
Makes no
which
difference.
won't help. No.
Still a hit, I'm afraid. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think was going to happen?
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's me dead if it happens.
Yeah.
well, it's you still have hit points. What do you mean?
Well,
So That's a very powerful one, isn't it?
Mhm.
I mean, it was a critical hit.
Yeah. So, is he going to let that one go and risk becoming enfeebled? Well, let's see. I'm going to randomly decide between the top one and the bottom one. Top one. Ah. So,
Yeah.
the web lurker was just about to gut you like a fish with one of its big kind of clawed hands, and then he thinks better of it and thinks, "Oh no, that would be wrong. I'm going to bite him instead." So he's going to do attack 2. See if he
I
can.
seem to be acting much like the Catholic Church and generating a tremendous amount of guilt.
Ah.
So he thinks better of slicing you with his claws, misses when he tries to bite you, and then thinks maybe things will work out better if he can somehow hold you in place with a web. Oh my god, sorry. So we're going to go with attack number 3 for a web. That's a 17. That's not bad for a third attack with a -10. But that's going to miss. So the webs shoot over your shoulder. Spider number 4 thinks that he is
does
being...
take bleed damage?
Sorry?
Has he still got the bleed effect on him, or is that gone?
That's gone.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, he fortituded it off.
Ah.
But spider number 4 here thinks that he hears a call from behind him, so he's going to run off this way. He's not too unhappy with the excuse to run away. As he runs away, though, he's going to attempt to web Lolry in place, prevent her chasing him.
No.
Oh, that might even have hit. So Lolry is glued in the door frame, and the spider kind of disappears around the corner, trying to work out where that voice is coming from. We move on to giant spider number 5, who is not looking very happy. He comes over to help his master, somewhat reluctantly, because he's worried that he's going to be punished if he doesn't at least try to help. So he manages to get his teeth into Ivren. Can you please give me a fortitude saving throw for Ivren? 19, so no extra damage for you. He is going to have another go at that.
Ooh.
Double chomp. Oh.
Ah.
Oh. And then he's like, "Oh, these humanoids running about in our house. We need to glue them down." He has just rolled a -2, which is the worst roll I've ever seen. Although we should expect to see some fairly big minuses when we attempt to do attacks with the third one. So we move on to Brock. Let's press the shield lower button to bring him back to normal armor class and fire away.
It's my 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
That means the spider is flat-footed.
He is indeed.
Oh. And raise my shield.
Huh? Cool. Okay, on to Ardria, still glued to a table.
Oh, that was quick round.
Well, there's less things in it now.
Oh, those spiders are disgusting. I'll try and shake hands with this one again.
Cool. So, fortitude saving throw to shake off the effects. He rolls a 7, which is a failure, which means he takes full damage. 7 points of negative damage. Blah.
Wasn't it a crit?
Oh, it didn't turn red immediately. It seemed to come up as a normal colour to start with, so that means double damage. So, he's still dead, but he is now more dead.
Oh, right. Excellent. And usual.
Okay. So acrobatics or athletics, whichever you're better at.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Somebody help me. This is just. I can't.
I can see this now in Feg and the Squirrels, the movie. Some poor actress playing Ardria, you know, literally glued to the tabletop, going, "Little help!" You know?
I mean, still amazingly throwing spells out and killing spiders.
Yeah, she's kind of going. She's kind of got her hand stuck to the table and going, just with a tiny movement of the fingers, maybe. On to Lolry, who is glued into a door frame.
So if I click that to do an acrobatics check, 13.
Not
Is
quite
that-
enough, I'm afraid.
God damn it. Oh, well, I'm going to be useless if I'm stuck here, so I'll try it again.
So that
Do
would
I just click? Do I have to click 2?
afraid so.
Or... Okay.
You can always shoot the web lurker.
Well, no, I can't because I've got my sword in my hand, not my bow. So I'm going to waste this whole round trying to get out, and then if not, I'll do another one. That's me stuck to a door frame.
These things happen.
Yep.
Right, Ivren, do a thing.
You know what? I'm gonna learn my lesson and run.
Oh, okay.
Which button do I hold down to show you my path? I always forget.
There is a keyboard shortcut, but basically, if you pick up your token with the left mouse button and hold on to it,
Yeah.
and then tap the right button while still holding the left,
Oh yeah.
then it will give you a measuring tool, and then you can tap extra times on the right mouse button to add waypoints, and that way we can see your path. Ivren, you coward! You ran away!
But the reason I run here is because I'm going to pick up my short bow,
Oh,
drop.
very good. Okay.
and I'll be honest, I thought I would see the other spider that's run away, but I can't see it. And I don't think I've got line of sight to the web lurker, do I? I mean, I have a. There's like a. I don't know. John, I'll let you make that call.
Well,
I'm
There is like a triangle, like half of that square there is it's not letting me ping it for some reason. Oh, why can't I ping it? Oh yeah, that square there is half lit for me, which implies I can see.
yeah. I mean, when I take an Ivren point of view, it does look like you've got a line
Yeah,
of
that's
sight.
what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at as well.
So I think we'll say that you do have a line of sight.
Right then.
However,
final action.
so one action ran over here. One action pick up bow. One action shoot bow. Okay. You would have to drop the weapons in your hands on the floor, but I will let you do that as a free action if you literally just want to let go of them and they fall on the floor.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Oh, the pain! It's a hit though.
All for 1 damage.
He's caused himself more damage than that so far.
Look, it's still damage.
Better than nothing, right?
Yeah,
I'll take
exactly.
it.
Still
It's
damage.
better than my last two turns combined, so I'll take that.
That's true.
It's weird how mechanically there should be no difference between some attacks and others. My rogue in the game that I play on early week. Hello, Mark, if you're watching. We're playing Team of Abomination. No, what's it called? It's not called. No, Abomination Vaults. I'm getting mixed up with the names. But anyway, my rogue in that. Whenever I shoot with the bow, I always miss or do really bad damage. So I've just kind of given up using it. But mechanically, there's no reason it shouldn't work. It's just, for some reason, some weapons don't seem to suit characters, and it's, it's almost superstitious, isn't it? But she does much better when she attacks with her rapiers. Or rapier. Anyway, thank you. Apologies for the random aside there. The web lurker is now toe-to-toe with Brock. So he is going to see whether he can get a claw into you. He manages to hit you.
Can I shield block?
While you have your shield raised, you snap your shield in place to ward off a blow. Your blow prevents you from taking an amount of damage equal to the shield's hardness. You and the shield each take any remaining damage, possibly breaking or destroying the shield. Each take. Okay, so what is the hardness of your shield?
Excellent question. It's a steel shield. I press that, will that bring it up?
Let's have a look.
No, it brings it up as an attack.
Huh.
Press
So
down.
I think what we want is what it says on the front page. Hardness 5. There we go. So the hardness is 5, so that reduces the damage of the hit from 10 to 5. So I'm going to give you 5 hit points back. Is that right? You snap your shield in place to ward off the blow. Your shield prevents you from taking an amount of damage up to the shield's hardness. So, yeah. You and the shield each take any remaining damage. So that is going to do 5 points of damage to your shield. So that is the hit points of your shield on the front page. So we're going to change the HP of your shield from 20 to 15. And it has a quality called BT, which is how it's break. What's it called?
Threshold.
Break threshold. I was trying to think of what the T stood for, but the break threshold was not met, so it doesn't break your shield. It just so its effectiveness, I don't think, is reduced until it actually breaks. So it just kind of takes wear otherwise. So that was the first attack. You
As far as I know,
oh,
my
that's a
shield
trait. Oh,
stays
it's a
raised.
reaction. That's a reaction. So you blocked with your shield. Your shield was up. So it is still his turn. So he is going to well, he's going to have another go. It'd be rude not to. But this is attack 2. So hits a second time. Ouch. And that doesn't do any poison damage or anything, does it? I don't think so. I'm just going to quickly make sure that I'm not doing this all wrong. No, it's just slashing damage. So, and that is an agile attack. Is he going to try and bite? I think he's just going to try and web you. See whether he can glue you in place. He fails to do that. So we move on to giant spider number 4, who is very confused. So, the door opens, a rather confused spider appears in it, looks into the room with his many eyes, as if to say, haven't I just been here? Who was calling? So he's wasted 2 actions coming into the room. Oops, he is not flying. I just put the flight marker on him by mistake. You might see what he can do for Brock's back. Yep, I didn't think he would make that one. His chances were fairly slim. Okay. Giant spider number 5 doesn't get a turn because he's dead. So, we move on to Brock, who is...
What is the largest healing potion I might have access to?
I'm sure we've got some in the pack, haven't we? Or a healing kit or something.
Well, the healing kit is used to do healing checks. You
I think
can
we
do
picked up-
combat medicine on yourself, I think, but I'm not sure if you can do it whilst you're in, literally in melee. Or maybe you can. Hold on.
Let's heal yourself or an ally in battle.
Okay.
Even
so
in combat.
Yeah, so you can spend an action doing a doing battle healing on yourself.
What's the biggest healing potion we've got? Because I think I'm likely to add 8 to my health if I use battle medicine, which that's if I pass. Which is not 1 round of 2 attacks from a web lurker.
So where
Did
did
we
you...
only have a minor healing potion, or did we pick up any lesser healing potions as well?
I'm sure. Let me look in the. I'm sure we picked some. On that table with all sorts.
There was a,
Um,
in the office. There was loads of stuff.
yeah, 2 healing potions. So we picked up 4 anti-venom, 2 healing potions, 1, 2 healing potions, 2, and a set of expanded healer's tools. So we've got 4 healing potions. So I reckon you can definitely help yourself to one of those.
Oh, so the healing potions too, are they just lesser healing potions?
Let's have a
Don't know.
Let me see if I can work out what they meant by that, cause...
Although the only thing is that I did copy and paste that from when it came up, so it may just well have been healing potion number 1, healing potion number 2. Although I don't know, I'm not sure.
Let me try and find it for you. Hold on. So that was in the
This is-
office.
Yeah, if the 2 refers to it being a lesser healing potion rather than a minor healer potion, it would be a significant boost.
So... Ah. Right. So, it's not very helpful the way they have named it. However, you have 2 healing potions, 1 which refers to a standard healing potion of D8, and 2 healing potions, 2 which refers to a stronger healing potion which allows you to regain 2d8 plus 5 hit points when you drink it.
I would like to consume one of those, please.
Okay. So, I'm assuming it's one action to just use it. So, add 5 to that, so that is 12. There we go.
And next, we need to deal with that spider so that I am not flat-footed. Wonderful.
Very businesslike.
And then raise my shield to help defend myself from the oncoming onslaught from the web lurker. I'd also like to quickly shout, we probably need to kill this web lurker.
Help!
Yes.
So, well, you've killed 5 spiders, so the web lurker is now on his own. On to Ardria. What's the plan for Ardria?
I will target the lurker. Lurker. I can't say it.
Oh, good shot. So that's a full 8 points of damage. And you are still glued to the table.
One can but try. A girl does what she can.
Okay, on to Lolry.
Can I use a free action to drop my short sword and then use an action to pull out my short bow?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attempt to shoot with my short bow the lurker dude.
Cool.
So if he's not flat-footed. Oh, and I'm gonna miss. So I'm just gonna try again. Because as Brock says, it needs to die. Right here. Attack number 2. And I fumble.
Oh,
Not a nat 1 fumble though, luckily.
No. So yeah, that's me.
Cool. Okay, on to Ivran, who's standing next to...
am I allowed to?
Go ahead.
Am I allowed to scratch my head and think, I'm sure I knew something about this creature in the corner and try recall knowledge again?
Is there anything that says that you can't? Yeah, you can have another go. It doesn't seem to say that you can't, so... Or if it does, it doesn't in the bit I'm reading. There we go. So that is 21. We decided that the DC was 18, so that is a success.
I'm now flat-footed,
Yep.
so I'll fire the short bow at him.
Cool. 20 is a hit. That's 5 points of piercing and an extra d6 points of precision damage for sneak, so that is 9. There we go. The arrow pierces him deeply in his big swollen spidery belly, and he goes...
And then I'm gonna fire again. He's still flat-footed.
Flatted.
Does it work for the whole round? Oh, it is a miss.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
He's flat.
slowly getting better.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Flat-footed just for the round.
That makes sense. I was just
Okay.
Well, it's a start, isn't it?
Yeah. So onto the web lurker, who.
I mean, it's 9 times more damage than your last shot.
Ah,
I mean, at this rate, 3 or 4 shots time, you'll be
be gone.
killing
Yeah,
dragons with single shots.
exactly. Those sneak attack multipliers up. Oh,
Critical fail from the web lurker.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's probably about to kill himself.
You can die.
He becomes sickened 2.
Yep. Yep. So sickened 2.
So did he, like, Roadrunner comedy spin round twice? Missing the attack.
Yep. Something like that. Hold on. So the sickened condition, I seem to think, basically just gives you a -1 for everything almost. Status penalty equal to this value on all your checks and DCs. Okay. Do I have something for sickened? I do not, but I will use this green drop here to remind me that he is sickened too. So, he is gonna. Let's see. You can retch to try and remove your sickened status, but he's not going to do that with attack 2. He's gonna try attack 2 with a penalty of 2. Blimey. Okay.
Jesus.
God.
Oh, I've had another turn. Can I shield block it?
oh.
Not be enough to keep me not dead.
Yeah. So, how many hit points did you have when you went down? Was it 18?
I think it was 18.
Oh, so he did exactly the right amount of damage to knock you down. So, reaction. Yeah, so that means that the damage is reduced by 5, which means that you are on 5 hit points, and your shield takes another 5 points of damage. I don't know whether break threshold is cumulative or whether it is in a single hit.
I thought the break threshold was a single hit.
I think it
And
is.
its hit points. Is
Yeah,
what-
otherwise what? Why would it have hit points if it
Yeah,
was cumulative?
yeah. Well, yes, I think you're right. I like that they have better, more involved rules for shields in
Mm.
Pathfinder, but there's a lot of rules to learn. So I think we're just going to assume that that's how it works for now, because that is much easier than faffing about, isn't it? Broken threshold. How much damage the shield can take before it's destroyed, how much it can take before being broken and unusable. That doesn't help me at all.
Oh, so I think there's a difference between broken and destroyed. If it's broken, you can still repair it. If it's destroyed, it is no longer repairable.
So does that mean it's now broken?
If it's broken, it doesn't provide any bonus anymore.
Okay, so I guess that means that it is broken,
But not destroyed.
but not destroyed. So, okay. He is now going to attempt a fortitude save. So basically, he takes one of his long spidery fingers and goes, ah, 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 and sort of gags himself a bit with it. which is horrible. And it doesn't help. It is not a critical failure though, so he does not make himself more sick. We move on to Giant Spider number 4. No, we don't, because he's dead. So we're on to Brock, who has a broken shield, but is still on his feet. I think that Sickened also affects armor class, so you may treat him as if he is flat-footed, because that will give him a -2 penalty to his armor class, without me having to.
Yeah.
That's weird. He doesn't have any. He doesn't have a blood type set. Let's fix that. Right, that's pretty good.
Nice.
We're getting fairly desperate, just smashing away at this thing to try and kill it. I might have to run away.
You can do
Oh,
that.
wait.
That's allowed.
Did it get an attack of opportunity when I think he ran away? Different.
Don't think so.
Well,
No.
let's hope that's still the case. Hang on. I'm just going to have to run to there.
Cool. He does not attempt to stab you as you run away.
Wonderful.
On to Ardria. Oh, nice.
Oh.
So his armor class has dropped slightly.
How do you heighten cantrips?
Say it again.
How do you heighten cantrips?
Cantrips are automatically heightened to your highest casting level, I think. So, but I don't know whether this heightened effect, heightened +1, the bolt's damage increases by 1d4. I don't know when that happens. Okay, I will quickly look this up, if I can work it out. Heightened Pathfinder 2E.
The cantrip is always automatically heightened to half of your level, rounded up.
So, half your level rounded up, so if your level is 2,
Still a 1.
still 1. Okay, yep, so it doesn't change. But the web lurker is now very badly hurt. He does not look very happy at all. He looks like he might be looking for a means of escape even. His eyes are swivelling about in his head. He's trying to decide whether to have a brave last stand or whether to leg it. I am going to move on. No, it's Ardria's turn still. Ardria escapes from the table.
Hey.
So, like it'll be like, oh no, I've left that bloody fumble card on the screen. So Ardria, basically it's like, you know, in the 1980s where they had those Pizza Hut adverts where, you know, you would see the cheese pull and it would be absurdly exaggerated, probably because they were using wood glue instead of cheese. So Ardria stands up in a similar manner to a slice of Pizza Hut pizza being pulled away, kind of with strings of spider gunk between her and the table. But she is upright and she is free.
Oh, gross. That was nasty.
And on to Lolry, who is likewise glued in place.
I'm going to try and shoot him. Shot by and hope it works.
Very good.
What did he have something against him? Was I meant to make sure he was flat-footed?
Oh, I'll tell
Is
you
that
what.
gone for this turn?
He's second two.
I'll tell you what. What I will do is I will just adjust his armor class. There was no reason not to, really. I was thinking, oh no, I don't want to put his armor class down and then put it back up again. But actually, his armor class will be lowered until his second condition ends, and his second condition might be cured by, permanently in a minute. So, okay, keep going.
Okay, and I got shot by him again.
Would that have been, because it was a 26, would that have been a critical?
It was close. It was close, but it was not a crit.
Okay.
Let's see if this works. Nope, I missed. And so,
Unfortunate.
do I want to? On my final action, I'll invoke the bear at the risk of injuring the bear. And he's going to claw attack. Oh, it did it automatically. Did that do something?
It did something.
Did something?
So,
And
sadly, that was a miss. It was a brave attempt from
Oh.
Captain Fuzzy Paws, but he didn't quite hit.
And so he's gonna jaws him.
Don't
He
think
doesn't
he...
get,
Oh no, he moved. Sorry, ignore
Yeah.
that. I forgot he moved. Ignore that last one.
Okay, that's Lolry's turn. We are on to Ivran.
So I guess it's all I've got really is just firing the short bow. So no longer there's no way I can make it flat-footed, is there? Even with some sort of feint as a feat, so it's not as if I can feint. No,
Not from here. You can't. I don't think.
just going to be a good old. Oh dear, that's a fumble.
Oh, it is. Oh,
you're
you
about
never
to
know.
shoot at
You never
possibly.
know. You might get one of the beneficial ones. Okay, I'm going to drag that onto the map and then blow it
I
up.
become wounded one.
Wounded 1, or your wounded value increases by 1. Oh dear.
Not
Okay.
very good one, is it?
No, not really. So he becomes
How do
wounded.
How do I stop being wounded?
Someone will have to do a successful treat wounds check on you.
Can I do that to myself? Not in combat, probably.
If you have battle medicine, you could probably do it. No, battle medicine
Yeah.
doesn't reduce your wounded condition, but normal medicine checks do. You can do medicine checks on yourself.
Well, I'll do that as my third action. The second action will be short bow again, just because
Yep.
that's annoyed me. That's a bit
21.
better.
21's a hit for 1 point of damage. Very
One
good.
damage. Fucks. Well, then I'm going to do. And what's the DC for my medicine check?
If you don't have battle medicine, you can't do it whilst in a fight.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think it's a 10-minute
Yeah, it takes
job.
it takes 10 minutes, so
Sure.
it would affect the flow of time.
Well, I'm obviously going to risk a big fumble here, but I'm not in any danger because all the spiders are gone now. It's just the web lurker, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I might as well. Although, actually, you know what? With my last action, I'm gonna pick up my rapiers and stow them.
Okay, cool.
just in case I need to want to go stabby stab.
Right, so we have a web lurker, horribly wounded. There is blood and foul ichors coming from various wounds on his body. He looks at you with his many rolling eyes and thinks, sod it, I've had enough of this. So he... how fast does he move? That's what I want to know. Okay, well that's not very helpful, is it? Never mind. Okay, so he vengefully attempts a single attack as he runs away. He misses the bear.
Yeah.
It's because he's
Don't
so...
get attacks of opportunity, do they?
Don't think so. In fact, he would have missed the bear even more than that because I forgot to apply the penalty for his sickened condition. He rushes through the door and slams it behind him. And runs away. So, for the time being at least, the battle is over. So I will change the music to something slightly more sedate.
So who needs healing?
Everyone.
Well, actually, I didn't take any damage, so I'm stuck in a web still. I'll try and get out of that. But other than that, how do I get out of the web now we're not in combat? Do I just keep rolling until I'm able to get out of it?
Yeah, you can basically spam it now.
Okay.
I
I
don't
will assist.
necessarily like the idea of the web lurker just running off like that.
22, yay. We can chase him.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the door, and then can I get my rapiers out and attempt to be stealthy?
Ooh.
You can. So give us a stealth roll. Okay, that's reasonably quiet. Are you going to open the door?
Yeah, very quietly.
Body is going to come back.
Okay.
Over,
I will tell you what's in that room. That is room 13. A stone oven in the northwest corner marks this spacious room as a kitchen. Cabinets and tables line the walls, and a wide wash basin stands next to the western wall. Several of the cabinet doors stand open, and pots and long-handled spoons lie scattered across the floor. 2 doors stand in the east wall, one to the south, and a heavier door in the west wall. The shutters over the north window hang askew. And
So
obviously, what you want to know is there a big spider dude in there?
Bleeding
Yeah.
heavily in a corner.
or is there can I see if there are any blood splatters he's left, and so I know which direction he's gone.
You can certainly try it. So step inside, and then I'm going to have to remind myself of the name of the skill that will allow you to track. I think it is probably survival that we use for tracking, so give us a survival check. That would be quite a good roll if we were playing D&D, but that's an average-ish roll for Pathfinder, so I'm just going to see if I can find
it's a
him.
heavily wounded web lurker.
That is true, and he was not really trying to escape stealthily, was he? So, the door... I'm going to have to find the compass rose. The door to the west, yes, which is to yourself on this map, but... The door stands open. and it looks like it has been recently flung open, and there is a little bit of blood on the edge of the door, as if somebody pushed it open and then kind of dived out through the doorway.
Sure, I'm going to progress stealthily towards the door.
Um,
Okay.
Experience points for the spiders
Yes.
before we
So
forget.
I tell you what. Since it is the time that it is, let's do experience awards and then awards, and then you can attempt to follow and or track the web lurker next time. So these creatures, the spiders, giant spiders, are level 1 creatures, and you guys are level 2. So you get 30 XP for each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 3s are 15, 150 experience.
We're on 3, 4, 8.
Should I also be on 348 because I missed 2 sessions?
Yeah, it's for that. It goes to the whole party.
Cool.
Before everyone disappears out of the next door, can I suggest that the party as a whole, waits and heals before we go hunting down any web lurkers? Because I need to repair my shield, if nothing else.
Feg needs to heal as well because he only had enough just to bring him back.
Yeah, Feg comes out of the spare bedroom.
Also, Captain Fuzzy Paws needs healing.
Obviously.
Most important.
In terms of map exploration, are we on explorer mode, or is there another mode?
I think you probably are kind of in exploring mode now. Because you're definitely not fighting currently. But let's. Do you get XP for making something run away?
We almost killed it.
I think that probably counts. But then, if it comes back, do you get double the XP because you did it again? I don't know. But you get take another 60 XP for getting the web lurker to run away, defeating him in battle, even if he's not actually dead.
That 408.
Yeah.
Okay, my maths is not good.
Then I'm going to close that window there. I am going to move us onto the awards screen, which is this one. Here we go. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that it's in the middle. Then I am going to use the awards thing from that's weird. We want the first one. Which one's the first one? That's the first one. Okay, I am just going to quickly sort out the awards channel, the awards text channel. Dun dun dun. So, yeah, for some reason it doesn't pick up the numbers. I have no idea why. I think they have somehow reformatted the way text appears in Discord. But today is the 2nd of August 2023. Award number 1, otherwise known as First Blood. So who did the first smackery? I could scroll up and look for it.
I went first, but I think I missed. So it wasn't me. So who's after me?
It was me, but did I... What did I do in my first turn? God. I twin fainted him and I hit him. Yeah.
Yeah, so first blood is.
Ivrin.
First
Ivrin.
blood to Ivran
I
in
was
that
about to
case.
say. Carlin, but he's changed his name.
First kill was in fact Captain Fuzzypaws, wasn't it?
Was Captain Fuzzy Paws, yeah.
So I will put Lowry / Captain Fuzzypaws, since he was operating under your direction. So first blood, first kill. Kill of the week. Did any of those stand out particularly?
Maybe Brock, where he's like, we need to deal with this spider, and then just dealt with the spider. I can't think of any other more remarkable kills.
Yeah, that was kind of like, we need to kill this. Oh, yeah, he was like, we
There
need
was
to
a
kill this
double
spider and then
touch.
smacked it. Oh, yeah,
Audrey is was it chill touch?
yeah, she did. Audrey did
Oh.
kill a spider with chill touch whilst glued to a
That's cool.
table.
And did double
Actually,
the
yeah,
damage
that's pretty
required.
impressive. Yeah, maybe
That's
that one.
right. Okay. I'll tell you what, let's give that one to Ardria in that case. How about a Yoink award for kill stealing? Not necessarily, I might add, not necessarily malicious kill stealing. You know, it's not someone going around going, aha, this person did most of the damage and I'm going to steal their glory. It's not necessarily evil or deliberate. It's just the thing.
I don't know.
I think all of the spiders got damaged by some people and then finished off by others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's an obvious sort of someone just turning up and going whack.
I think we all damaged all the spiders, or at least one or two, and all killed one spider.
We had better NA that one in that case. So, how about Fumble of the Week?
I mean, Ardrian's fumble that ended up being a positive.
Being amazing. Yeah.
I wonder if I read it wrong or something.
No, I think it would be a really good fumble if you're in combat and the nearest person is an ally. But because she'd aimed at somebody that had kind of run away, it meant the nearest person wasn't an ally, it was another enemy.
Yeah.
You can see how that fumble would work as a fumble in combat normally.
Yeah.
Because normally the nearest person to them would be one of your friends.
Yeah.
I think read it good.
Who be the pincushion?
Brock, isn't it?
I think
So.
it probably is. Brock did get quite beaten up. Did Lowry get hit?
Nope. No damage.
Ah.
Only with the web. And I don't think you take damage from that.
No, it
I
doesn't
did
do
get
any damage. Yeah.
No, did I get hit? And then no, Captain Fuzzy Paws got hit and then Brock stepped in.
Best supporting role.
Brock.
Well,
For the-
Brock saved a lot of glimpse of redemptions there.
Yeah, glimpse of redemptions. He saved Captain Fuzzy Paws, so.
There's a fair amount of healing and saving from attacks, I think.
Role player of the week.
Didn't really get a chance to do a lot of roleplay. Feg for running away.
That was very fag.
It's very
Role playing in the fact that Gareth went in advance to roleplay before, you know.
Yep.
I think that's something.
Very well. We will give that one to Feg. Okay. Who had a cunning plan, my lord?
I think that has got to be Adria for the shouty spidery make them run away.
That was quite cool, wasn't it?
That's pretty cool. Any other cunning plans?
Well, I had my plan of identifying the spider and then it just completely failed.
Do you want us to go back to Fumble of the Week and include it?
Yeah.
Okay, that leaves us with Read the Damn Spell Description, which is otherwise just known as the Spellbook Award, which is for doing magic-y stuff. Which
All
does
the
kind
spells
of...
went really well, though.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a negative one, it's just...
The chill touch was pretty effective, and the shouty distraction. So both of them were from Argia. I don't know if anyone else did any other spells. Does anyone else do spells?
Not
think
so
so.
much. We did have 2 spellcasters before, and now only 1, so this is kind of a...
It could be the Argia award.
Yep, the Ardria award for being the only one who casts spells. Okay, well that's a set of 10 awards. So I am going to hit enter and add that to our list of awards, which I will at some point endeavour to analyse in some fashion. So, next week, because we switched weeks around, next week is my week off.
Cool.
Michaela's going on holiday to the Czech Republic. I'm staying home to look after the dog and eat pizza. So we will reconvene on the following Wednesday, which is the 16th of August. And I just want to quickly check in the calendar. Is it the 16th?
It is the 16th, yeah. Is that face to face?
What's going on here? I've not been updating the diary with ticks, so I'm like 2 weeks behind. So yeah, 9th of August, no session. 16th of August, I've got it down as a face-to-face session. But if that creates any pressure or drama, we can either switch it to a later one, or we can move it around. We can be as flexible as we need to be. So if you guys are happy with a face-to-face on the 16th, we'll do a face-to-face. Otherwise, we'll do online. That gives me 1 week to work out how I will record a session in the pub.
Everyone's going to have dictaphones.
Well, I'm just hoping that I'm either going to stick a smartphone on a tripod and just point it at us, or I will ask Michaela nicely if I can bring her laptop and then stick a webcam on it.
I mean, I've got a GoPro.
Does it pick up sound, or does it need a separate
Yeah,
mic?
picks up sound.
Yeah,
You can record it on 2 things to make sure
Yeah.
that's
That one of them will-
probably a good idea.
the GoPro and the phone or the laptop.
Because if we've got 2 recordings, then we're likely to end up with at least 1, then, aren't we? But yes, so our next, if anyone's watching at home, our next session might actually be one in the pub, and you'll be able to see everybody, because everyone will be there in the room. But yes, have a lovely couple of weeks, everyone, and I will see you again soon.
See you on the 16th.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Good
See you
night.
later. Bye. Bye.